So guys, the truth is that we don't lose love because of conflicts. No. But we actually lose love because of how we handle conflicts. So nowadays many couples argue a lot, have disagreements in relationship, which is perhaps part of a relationship, okay? However, the way we handle during, before, during, and after the argument is what actually goes a long way in determining what happens after the argument comes. So arguing in the healthy argument with your partner is a normal thing, okay? But having to resort to those old patterns that you yourself, those patterns like you shut down because you had an argument with your partner, or you get aggressive, very aggressive and violent because you had an argument with your partner, or you even become unavailable. You begin to avoid your partner simply because you guys had an argument. These are old patterns which you yourself that makes argument becomes unhealthy. Okay, so in today's video, okay, we're going to be examining how we deal with conflicts without resorting into those old patterns of violence, aggression, shutdown, avoidance. That's what we're going to be discussing in this video. So that at the end of the day, you'll be able to know the healthy steps to take so that when you have an argument with your partner, you guys still end up coming back together in love, and in fact, your bond will even become stronger. Okay. So if today is your first time seeing my face, my name is Michael. This is my channel. If you're ready to subscribe, why not subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to receive my video notifications as soon as I drop them. Okay. So today's video is going to be a short one. So I would like you to pay attention because conflict resolution is part of the relationship. So let's delve into these issues that we've been able to identify. So I'm going to be dealing with five powerful truths about how we deal with conflicts in a relationship. Number one is you need to recognize your default reaction. Whether you are male or female in the relationship, you need to be able to identify how you normally react when you are having in a conflict mode. What is your default reaction? Some of us, for some ladies, their default reaction might be they withdraw, they become numb all of a sudden, or dumb all of a sudden, they begin to avoid you. For a man, his default mode when he's having a conflict with his partner might become aggressive. Some men could become violent, some could become abusive. So you must recognize your default mode, such that in the event that you foresee or you sense that appears you and your partner in the conflict mode, so that you don't resort to those default reactions, those unhealthy default reactions. If you know you are the type that gets abusive simply because you are having a conflict or disagreement with your partner, so you avoid that. So you avoid those patterns, So you have to be aware. That's the first step. You have to be aware of your own default mode, your default partner, because once you are aware, that is the start of the resolution. Because being aware will help you avoid doing the same thing over and over again. So once you notice yourself repeating an old pattern, remember, if you have to pause and remind yourself, no, I'm not doing this again. No, I'm not going to bring abuses on that. No, I'm not going to become rude all of a sudden simply because I'm having a disagreement with my partner. Okay, so this is all me. I choose differently. You say it to yourself. So remember, identify your default mode, be aware, and ensure that you don't resort into that default mode, because the default mode ends up spoiling things rather than build it. And if you're in a conflict mode with your partner, it doesn't have to spoil into destruction. Instead, it should help your relationship to become stronger. That's number one. My number 2 point is Pause before you react. Yes, if you take a breather. If you need to pause for a minute, like, ask yourself, what am I going to do next? Take a breather if you need to take a breather, okay? Ask yourself that. What am I going to do next? Don't resort into your default mode. Pause. Take a deep breath before you speak. Because what you say out, remember, words are powerful, you know. The words you give out, you'll not be able to get them back. Once those words are dished out, for you to get it back becomes almost impossible. And words are hurtful. Because even after you've settled with your partner, those words that you've said to them in the conflict mode will reverberate, it will resound over and over. They will regurgitate those words and say, did he actually call me a bastard? Did she say I'm a good for nothing man? You know? So mind the words you say to your partner. That's very important. Okay? Pause so that you don't regret your words. The words you say in anger, a lot of times, people regret words they say in anger. Yes, most people do. So that pause, that 1 minute pause that you take, if it's to take a glass of water, that 1 minute or a second pause that you make can save your relationship. Take a breather. Number 2. My number 3 point, speak to be understood. What do I mean by this? You communicate. When you are in a conflict mode with your partner, your wife, your husband, and you guys are you're having an argument, you know, you speak to be understood. Don't speak because out of ego. I've seen people when they are angry, a lot of people, when they are angry, they speak out of ego. You forget that the person you're actually angry with or having a disagreement with is your partner, the person you love, the person you claim to love. So you have to speak to be understood. So you make your points, put down your points, salient points. You don't have to become rude to your partner. Don't do that. You don't need to hurt your partner with words, their feelings with words, simply because you want them to feel the pain and know that, man, I'm right, I'm on point. No, you don't need to do that, okay? So speak, try and communicate. Effective communication is a two-way traffic. Make sure that if you need to ask them, please, do you understand what I just said? Get a feedback, okay? A lot of times, you know, when you're having a disagreement, conflict, and everybody's shouting, she's shouting, you know, nobody's listening. If you need to just say, can you just hear me out for a minute? Okay? So you need to do this when you're in your relationship, okay, with the one you love. So when there's understanding, communication becomes connection. That's it. So even if you are having an argument and you're in a conflict mode, it's not the end of the world. People argue. There are couples that are married for 30 years argue. It's normal. But you should be able to, manage your conflicts. So that's it. Remember, speak to be understood. That's my number 3 point. My number 4 point. Listen with empathy, not ego. Did you hear that? Empathy. What's empathy? Putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Thinking like, oh, if I were in his shoes, wouldn't have acted the same way. Be fair. That's like empathy is a form of fairness. Put yourself in their shoes. Okay, she's angry because I failed to inform her that, so it's actually my fault. But so she's angry because I failed to do what I ought to have done. Or he's angry because she failed to do what she ought to have done. Do you understand me? So act with empathy, not ego. Don't be proud to your partner. Don't say, if it wasn't me, where would you be? If it wasn't me in your life, where would you be? No, don't say that. Those are hurtful words. More often than not, you get tempted to say such words to your partner because you want them to feel pain. Because at that instant, you were not happy. Okay? So need to mind the words you say. You can't take them back. Listen with empathy and not with ego. Listen to them. Listen to understand your partner's pain. Listen. Empathize. Just keep quiet for a minute and hear them out. I tell you, if you do this, you realize that, it is just a little thing that's caused this conflict. And you guys will be at peace again. So when someone feels seen and validated, I tell you, it really happens fast. If your partner realizes that you're paying attention to them, they start to feel better because already they are hot. So once they realize that, oh, he's paying attention to me or she's paying attention to me, they begin to feel better already. They begin to feel that healing already. Okay? So ask, ask, this is what actually happened. This is what you're trying to say. And they'll say, yes, that's all I'm trying to say. Okay? Remember, listen with empathy and not ego. That's number 4. Number 5 and final point. Reconnect after the conflict. You need to reconnect. You guys should have a love language. If you're in a partnership or you're in a marriage, for instance, and you quarrel with your wife or your husband or your partner, you guys should have a way of love language. It could be that, make sure whatever argument you have with your partner, do not let it end in silence, such that you guys now go your different ways, or you sleep in different rooms, or you guys go to bed without talking to each other. No, don't do that. You're a big boy or she's a big girl. Try and communicate. The argument shouldn't end in silence. No, shouldn't end they should end in understanding. Okay? It will be that your love language, maybe after the argument and you see her walking, you say, is that why you are now, is that why you're shaking your ass because of this small argument? It can be something. It can just be you tapping her ass and like, I'm not happy with you, don't touch me, your wife. Okay? It could just be she's saying she sees beards like Samanja's beards. You guys should have a way of, it could not be that after an argument is when you as a lady, you always put on something sexy that your partner, your husband likes. Because that once he sees you wearing that, he already understands what you mean without even saying it. That's a way of saying, you better bring your head there and let us settle this. Do you get my point? So that is it. So, make a reconciliatory move. Always make a reconciliatory move. Especially you, the man. Bond with your wife. Make a reconciliatory move. Okay? So, cool off. It's important you cool off. For men, for instance, when they're hungry, after an argument, a lot of times, they could storm out of the house, get their car keys and drive off probably to a pub, to get a drink, just to cool off, to a bar, or somewhere quiet to cool off. So because by the time they get back home, they realize that the tension has already gone down. Either she's gone to bed or she's dropped a note, I'm sorry. Or, but you must understand your love language, understand your partner, and the two of you must be able to, work conflicts out. Conflicts should not mar your relationship. No, it should make you guys get strong. In fact, I have observed that when two people are in a relationship and you guys have misunderstanding from time to time, that means you are getting to know each other. You disagree to agree. You're getting to know your partner, the person is getting to know you. Okay? So, healthy couples don't avoid conflict. They learn to repair quickly after it. Yes. You don't have to avoid having a conflict with your partner. No, don't run away from conflict. But you have to learn to repair. You have to learn to, to get better after each of your conflicts. So in closing, conflict doesn't destroy a relationship. No, it doesn't. No. It is unresolved patterns that do. If you have an unresolved pattern that that after every relationship, you will never say sorry, or she will never say sorry, or she will continue to be abusive, those are unresolved patterns. Those are the things that end relationship. Those are the things that are an enemy of relationship. Okay? So break old habits. Break old habits, like shutting down, or being to avoid the person, or you become abusive, or or you begin to lash out, or you run away. Or for men, some of their old habits might not be that when they decide to cheat on their wife because she got them angry. Don't do that. Or if you are for some women, at least I've heard of some women, when they have had an argument with their wife, that is the day, their husband rather, that's the day they'll pour the pepper or the chili in the soup, because they know he will complain and you feel bad about it. They don't mind eating from the chili, but because they know he will not be happy, they pour plenty chili into the soup. So guys, don't let arguments make or mar your relationship. Okay, choose to be calm, choose love, and choose growth every day. You make sure that you are growing in your relationship with your partner. You guys are getting better. You guys are bonding, because I tell you, it's not easy to find someone who loves you. There are lots of people out there who don't actually love you. They either want you for convenience or transaction or for something else. Okay, so if today is your first time seeing my face, My name is Michael. This is my channel. If you're here to subscribe, do so. And remember to turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to receive my videos as soon as I drop them. Drop your comments. I want to read them. And if you have a topic you want me to discuss, do drop it on the comment section. I will surely do justice to it, okay? Thank you for watching me. I appreciate you. See you on my next one. Cheers. Bye.